Muhammad wa alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. So now this chapter is Musannafatul Imam, or the work of Imam Rahimahullah, the books of Imam Rahimahullah. So number 1, Fathur Rahman fi Tarjamatil Quran. Fathur Rahman fi Tarjamatil Quran in Persian language. He translated the holy book and he wrote some footnotes also, but very brief. Sometime. And Jazahullah khairan otherwise, until his days, the ulama were of the view that translating the book of Allah in other language, that is not allowed. Got it? And they had given this fatwa because of a fear that when the Jew translated their book to different languages, they lost the text. When the Christian did the same to Injil, so they lost the text. So Jew, they know that the text was in Hebrew language, but they don't know Hebrew language. Yes, only very few of them, they know the Hebrew language. Otherwise, they cannot speak Hebrew. Yes, and the Christian, they do not know, they are not sure that what language Injil was there in. Yes, what language Injil was there in. Some of them, or majority of them, they said it was Suryani. It was Suryani, also pronounced Sarayani. Got it?
Aramaic, is that Aramaic?
The Arabic is culture. Yes. Huh? Arabic is culture. So anyhow, they lost the text, so that's why the ulama, they gave the fatwa that translation in other language is not allowed. Now, a supplementary point to this one is that Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi, he gave his fatwa that writing translation of Holy Quran alone without text, that is not allowed. Yes. You have to write the text and then write the translation. Got it? If that is only English translation, that's not allowed. Imam Rahmatullah, so he had a reservation as well. And that was the same reservation. It was the same. If the text is there, so you can make the comparison. Yes, you can ask someone, this is the proper translation or not. Got it? But if there is only translation, so how you will compare? And with what? Got it? But now the Hanafiya, they have given fatwa that only translation, that is also allowed because text is safe. Because text is safe. Nobody can play game with Quran in shape of translation. And they give this fatwa of jawaz because they say that now we are bound to give the message to the non-Muslim, giving them the text, and they do not have taharat. They do not have the taharat. And the proper issue is la yamassu illa al-mutahharun. Without taharat you cannot touch the Quran. So what is Quran? Translation is not considered Quran. Translation is not, and that's why a book which has the ayat of Quran, but it has a book is written in another language. So to touch that book, that is allowed. To touch that, yes, if ayat are more than what in the book is other language, so then touching that, because now it is considered just like Quran. Got it? So Fathur Rahman fi Tarjamatil Quran, it is said that this is the first ever translation in non-Arabic language. So Imam, he opened the door. He opened the door. But to our research, even though that translation is not available, but we found through our research that the first ever translation was done in Sindhi language. In what? In Sindhi language. By one Sindhi alim who studied there in Medina. But that translation is not available anywhere. Nobody has any copy of that. So now in available translations, the Fathur Rahman, that is the first ever translation in non-Arabic language of Holy Quran. Got it? And then after him, his son, Shah Abdul Qadir Sahib Rahmatullahi alayhi, the Imam's son, he wrote the translation in Urdu language. But that is ancient Urdu. Most of the words we do not know what it means. Got it? Number 2, Al-Fawzul Kabir fi Usul Tafsir. Regarding methodology of Tafsir, Imam has written a book by the name of Al-Fawzul Kabir. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Man fassara al-Quran bi-ra'yi فَلْيَتَبَوَّ مَقَدَوْ مِنَ النَّارِ. Whoever explained the holy book with his own opinions, so he is making his room safe in the hellfire. He is reserving his place. He is reserving his place in the hellfire. So that's why the ulama, they have written certain rules for Tafsir of Quran. As we mentioned in Usul Tafsir in detail, that Tafsir has 5 ways. You should not go out of these 5 ways. Number 1, Tafsir Ul Quran bil Quran, to explain one ayah of Quran with another ayah of Quran. We have given you the details in Usul Tafsir. You remember?
Yes.
When we were talking about methodology for a few weeks. Yes, so Tafsir Ul Quran bil Quran. And this one has 2 ways. Number 1, Tafsir Ul Quran bil Quran muttasilan. And number 2, Tafsir Ul Quran bil Quran munfasilan. Muttasilan means right in the same ayah there is tafsir of the previous sentence. Or in the following ayah, there is tafsir of the previous ayah. That is called muttasilan. Like the ayah of Quran, فَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ. That in Ramadan at night, eat and drink until the white thread and the black thread became separate or seemed separate. So now there is one Sahabi, his name is Adi ibn Bada. What is his name? Adi ibn Bada radiyallahu ta'ala an. He put 2 doors under his pillow at night. Yes, and he was eating and drinking inside, and after a while he used to look at the threads. It was not seen clearly that which one is black and which one is white. When he opened the door, so sun was coming out. And he was eating and drinking. Rest to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, Ya Rasulullah, yes, black and white thread, yes, it was not separated and distincted until late, and I was eating and drinking. So now as he put the 2 doors or threads below his pillow, so Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he smiled. I said, Ya Adi, innaka izan la aridul qafa. Innaka izan la aridul qafa. You have a wide neck. You have a wide neck. Or you have a fat neck. You have a fat neck. Now fat neck in Arab language at that time, it was used for someone who was not thinking a lot. Like if somebody is not that much clever and that much smart, so we say skin is very thick. We say it or not? No, we say his skin is very thick. Because whose skin is thin, yes, so he is very smart. And he is very sensitive, like Naseem. Yes. Naseem is very sensitive because his skin is... I don't know, that's what Hawat told me. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Hawat? You told me, I don't know. well and Fahim no. But anyhow, now if the skin is fade, so it means that the guy upper chamber is little bit garbad. It is little bit garbad. So the Arab, they were not using the skin term, they were using the neck term. Yes, that you are not that smart. Yeah. The other word is that as these two doors meant by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the horizon. That's the light on the horizon or the night dark at the horizon. How long the horizon is, how wide that is, if you can put the horizon under your pillow. So how big your pillow is. If you need that much big pillow, so how wide your neck is. So that's what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was doing mazah with his followers. He said, Ya Qazi, innaka idhan la'aridul qafa, you have a wide neck. Yes, holding the horizon under your pillow. So how big a pillow you have and how big your neck is. Got it? So Jibreel Amin came and he brought only two words. Yes? He brought only, actually that is one word. Min al-fajr. Fakulu washrabu. Hatta yatabayin lakum al-khayt al-abyad min al-khayt al-aswad min al-fajr. Until the white thread became apparent and distinct from the black thread min al-fajr. White thread mean the horizon light. The dawnbreak light. Got it? So now this is Tafsir Ul Quran bil Quran muttasilan. And Tafsir Ul Quran bil Quran munfasilan, where the ayah which need explanation, that's in one place, and explanation is in another place. The ayah of Surah Nisa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاللَّاتِي يَأْتِينَ الْفَاحِشَةَ مِنْ نِسَائِكُمْ فَاسْتَشْهِدُوا عَلَيْهِنَّ أربعة منكم فإن شهدوا فأمسكوهن في البيوت حتى يتوفاهن الموت أو يجعل الله لهن سبيلا. That those women who did fahisha, zina, yes, so have 4 witnesses regarding this bad act. If they testified, فأمسكوهن, confine them to the houses. Confine them to the houses. Hatta, until their death, natural death, or until that Allah may make a way out for them. Another way before death. Got it? Now Surah Nisa, that came in year number 3 after Uhud. Where? After the battle of Uhud. And Surah Nur, in year number 6th, it came in year Shaban, year number 6th, when the battle of Banu Mustalaq happened. In the battle of Banu Mustalaq happened. The Qarina is that there is the story of ifk, slandering against our mother, Sayyidah Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Got it? And that happened in the battle of Banu Mustalaq. The Munafiqeen did it. So now, 3rd year after Hijrah and 6th year, 3 years in between. How many? 3 years in between. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, الزانية والزاني فاجلدوا كل واحد منهما 100 جلدة. الزانية والزاني فاجلدوا كل واحد منهما 100 جلدة. That the Zaniya woman and the Zani man, when that is proven in a court of law, yes, so flog them 100 lashes. Every one of them? 100 lashes. Flog them 100 lashes. When this ayah came to the Prophet ﷺ, Prophet ﷺ came out and he said to Sahaba, look, referring to the ayah of Surah Nisa, خُذُوا عَنِّي قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لَهُنَّ سَبِيلًا. Because there Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, حَتَّى يَتَوَفَّاهُنَّ الْمَوْتِ أَوْ يَجْعَلَ اللَّهُ لَهُنَّ سَبِيلًا. Prophet ﷺ was referring to that ayah of 3 years before. That خُذُوا عَنِّي, have it from me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had sent down a way out for them. Al-Bikr bil-Bikr, Jaldumiyyatin wa Taghrib wa Am, wa Sayyib bil-Sayyib. جلد مئة والرجم أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. So now this is tafsir of Quran with Quran munfasilan. Got it? So that is one way of tafsir, and sub branches are two. Number two, Tafsir Ul Quran bi Sunnati Rasul. Interpretation of Quran with the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or with the actions of the Prophet, or even with his sanction. Because Hadith and Sunnah is words, action and sanctions. Sanction is that Prophet saw someone doing something and he kept quiet. So it means that's permissible. It means because the Prophet of Allah does not keep quiet if something is going on against Quran and Sunnah. Yes? Why? We keep quiet because of two things. Either interest or fear of death. Yes? That we will lose our interest if we will cause anger to this guy and stop him from this thing, that this is wrong. And no any Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has any mafad or vested interest or any fear. He does not have fear nor any interest. Fear of death, they say, Fusto Rabbil Kaaba. If they get martyred in the path of Allah, they say that's the ultimate success. Yeah, and Mali wali dunya, worldly attachment, Prophet ﷺ says, what's my relation and connection with the worldly attachments? I have nothing to do with these things. So, Tafsir Ul Quran bi Sunnati Rasul. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به إن علينا جمعه فإذا قرأناه فاتبع قرآنه ثم إن علينا بيانه. When we reveal it to you, O Muhammad, focus on it. When we reveal it to you, don't repeat it. Don't move your tongue with. Because in the beginning, Prophet ﷺ, he was trying to move his tongue. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just hold on. Yes, only focusing. Only focusing. Because this is airdrop. This what? This is airdrop from device to device. This airdrop from what? From so Jibreel, he is airdropping it to you. So you should focus only. You should focus the button. Yes. Turn it on. You turned it on, so this, and that's why Sayyidina Umar says, "Kunna aw nasma'u lahu duwiyan ka duwiyan nahl." That when Prophet ﷺ was receiving wahi and Jibreel was there, we were not seeing the Jibreel. And Alam Misal, when when Imam Rahmatullah alayhi is talking about Alamul Misal, about our world of model, so he's saying that that is something which is put on Quran and Sunnah. Yes, and the Sahaba, they were believing that as well. So now, in other information we believe in Sahaba, why not in this? Got it? So he said that Sahaba says Jibreel was coming to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah, they have never seen Jibreel. Have they ever seen? No, but they believe that Jibreel is coming. Yeah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was seeing him. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that's why sometime Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was expecting something. So he was looking like this. That he is coming or he is not coming. قَدْ نَرَى تَقَلُّبَ وَجْهِكَ فِي السَّمَاءِ. Prophet ﷺ, he was expecting tahweel qibla. That qibla is to get changed. So he was looking. Yeah, that Jibreel is coming or he is not coming. Yeah. Since the time of Ottoman Empire, in that portion of Masjid al-Nabawi, where the grave of the Prophet ﷺ is, but towards the Qibla, there is the structure of Turkey's structure of Ottoman Empire. There is one small ventilation system. So the old ulama, they told us that actually this was not at that time part of the masjid. Yes, that was expansion later on. Yes, but Jibreel mostly he was coming here from. Jibreel mostly he was landing there from. He was landing there. So that's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was looking at that corner. So they have put at that time, because the Ottoman Empire, whatever place is aham and important historically, so they have put some sign there in the structure. They have put some sign there in the structure. So anyhow, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that don't move your tongue with فَإِذَا قَرَأْنَاهُ إِذَا مَا كَانَ يَقْرَهُ جِبْرِيلٌ قَرَأْنَاهُ. He is reciting that. Airdropping. فَاتَّبِعْ قُرْآنَ. اتِّبَاع mean فَاتَّبِعْ قُرْآنَ. Focus it. Focus and concentrate. Summa inna alayna, then for sure that is our duty to explain it to you. Got it? Or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الذِّكْرَ لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ Surah An-Nahl. وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الذِّكْرَ لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ. And we have sent down to you the zikr, so you may make clear to mankind what has been revealed to them. Now, مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ, what has been revealed, for sure that is Quran. For sure that is Quran. That is Quran. But وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الذِّكْرَ, and we have sent down to you the zikr to explain that مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ, the Quran. So it means that there is another Quran also, which is called zikr. But there is no any other Quran. That Quran is the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That Quran is what? The Sunnah of the Prophet, which is an explanation to the Holy Book. And number 3, Tafsir Ul Quran bi Athar Sahaba. The explanation and interpretation of the Holy Book with the saying and practices of Sahaba Ridwanullah alayhim ajma'in. لأنهم قد شهدوا نزول الوحي على الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم, because they were the people who observed that wahi was coming to the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. So they know the background. They know. So when they explain it properly. Abdullah ibn Masud radiyallahu ta'ala said that is'aluni fawallahi inni la'arif kulla aya anazalat fil hazar am fil safar bil-layl am bin-nahar. That ask me about every single ayah of Quran. I swear by Allah that I know every ayah that came to Prophet ﷺ at daytime or at night time, when he was at home or he was on a trip. Got it? So the background. So that's why Sahaba Ridwanullah alayhim ajma'in and their aqwal, that is the third way of interpretation. Number 4, Tafsir Ul Quran bi Athar al-Tabi'in. لأن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم شهد لهم بالخيرية. Tafsir of Quran with the saying and the practice of Tabi'in, students of Sahaba. Because look at me. When a hadith or a hadith, disputing a hadith are coming from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam regarding an action. Yes. So now, if we don't know the tariq and the history and the date, to make one abrogated and the other one the repeating one. The other one? Nasikh. We cannot say like this without that this is mansukh and this is nasikh. No, you have to prove it. Yes, because mansukh must be before the nasikh. Yes, the later one will abrogate the previous one. So if you don't know the date, how you can say it? But now, in one hadith, it is said that Prophet ﷺ, when he was going to prayer, for example, so he was raising his hand when he was going to ruku. Yes, coming back from ruku, so he was raising his hand. That's a hadith. Now, to that extent, the saying of Salafis is good, that they say that this is a hadith, a proven hadith. We say we never denied it, that this is not a hadith. This is a hadith. That is a hadith and a sahih hadith, but whether that is a muhkam or that's a mansukh. So according to tahqiq of Hanafiya, that is mansukh. Because the only authentic hadith in this regard is the hadith narrated by Abdullah ibn Umar radiyallahu ta'ala an. And that is mustarib matnan wa sanadan. That is mustarib matnan wa sanadan. Istirab matan. It means that sometimes Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Umar, he said, I'm not going to condemn that or whatever. You know what I mean? Because Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal is doing that, Imam Shafi is doing that, they both are our imams as well. And as I told you time and again, the dispute of all these imam is the dispute of sahih and as-sah. Yes? Or that is the dispute of afzaliyah, that which way is the best way. Which way is? The best way. Got it or not it? We cannot say that what Imam Shafi said, that's wrong. Or what Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal said, that's wrong. But what we say, what Abu Hanifa said in this regard, that's afzal. Or that is as-sah. That is the utmost authentic. Or the utmost. You know what I'm saying? Got it or not it? So, Ibn Umar radiyallahu anhu sometime, he says, Kana يرفع يديه في كل خفض ورفع. The Prophet ﷺ, he used to raise his hands in every going down and coming up. So now going down is not only to ruku or coming up. Yeah, going down, once again, from ruku you are going to sajda, and coming up, and then going to sajda, and coming up, and then you are going to the other rak'ah. So Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu says, in every khafd and rafa, Prophet ﷺ, yes, going to ruku, Allahu Akbar, Sami Allahu liman hamidah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And from second rakat, when he was sitting, going to the third rakat, so again he was saying, Allahu Akbar. Got it? And then he said, Fi ruku'ihi wa sujudih. In his ruku and sujood. And then he says, when he was going to ruku and coming up. Yes, so only for the purpose of debate, we say that what is your answer regarding these other raful yadain? So they said that is abrogated. We said this is abrogated as well. Yes, that's very easy. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, Tafsir Ul Quran. So if there is one disputed issue in a hadith, so then we are going to Sahaba, what was their practice? Or what was the practice of majority of them? Got it? They are the criterion then. Got it? But if a practice is disputed among Sahaba, then we are looking at Tabi'in. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Khairu quruni qarni, summa alladhina yalunahum, summa alladhina yalunahum." The best qurun or time is my time. Then of those who are after them, then of those who are after them. So now Tabi'in, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he testified their khairiyah, that they are the best people. Got it? So Tafsir Ul Quran bi Asar al-Tabi'in, that is way number 4. And number 5, Tafsir Ul Quran according to grammar and Diwan al-Arab. Grammar and Diwan al-Arab. وفق الصرف والنحو والأدب العربي. وفق الصرف والنحو والأدب العربي. That to explain the holy book according to grammar rules and ancient Arabic literature. Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, once in his khutbah he said, عليكم بديوانكم فإن فيه تفسير كتابكم. That you have to be in touch with your diwan, because in that diwan of yours there is the tafsir of your book. So somebody asked him, Mama diwanuna? Amir al-Mu'mineen, what is our diwan? So Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, Ash'ar al-Jahiliyyah. Ash'ar, the poetry of the time of ignorance. Poetry of the time of ignorance. Got it? So now Imam Rahmatullahi alayhi, now the Ummah is agreed upon this circle. That when you are going to explain Quran, you have not to go outside that. Whatever you are saying behind that, you can say one ta'wil could be like this. Yes, one ta'wil could be like this. So anyhow, Al-Fawz al-Kabir fi Usul al-Tafsir. He wrote this book actually in Persian language, because at that time in Hind, the official language was Persian. Then the ulama, they translated it into Arabic. That's a very good book, not too lengthy. Al-Fawz al-Kabir fi Usul al-Tafsir. Number 3, Fath al-Khabir bima la budda min hifzihi fi ilm al-Tafsir. Fath al-Khabir, another name of the book, or another book name. Fath al-Khabir bima la budda min hifzihi fi ilm al-Tafsir. where there is no way out to memorize it for ilm tafsir. This book is in Arabic language. And actually that is chapter number 5 of Al-Fawzul Kabir. Because in Al-Fawzul Kabir there are chapters. So this book is actually chapter number 5 of Al-Fawzul Kabir. So dear Imam Rahmatullahi Alayhi, he has written all the unknown words in Quran, which is called Gharibul Alfaz. Which is called Gharibul Alfaz. Those words which are there in Quran but not known to Arab properly. So he explained that in the light of the Tafsir, in a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, narrated by Imam Bukhari in Kitab al Tafsir and by Imam Tirmizi in Kitab al Tafsir. Imam Tirmizi had written a chapter in Sunan Tirmizi, Kitab al Tafsir. Also Imam Bukhari, Kitab al Tafsir. And also he mentioned there the background of certain ayat, how this ayah came. What happened that this ayah came, even though Imam does not believe in Asbab al-Nuzul. He says, Asbab al-Nuzul, you are confining it to a story. Well, Quran is Kalam al-Qadim, that is not confined to a story. That's not confined to and that's why the ulama, they have dispute regarding Asbab al-Nuzul, that this ayah came in this event, or this came in this event. Sometimes they are mentioning more than one reason for ayah, or more than one story for ayah. So Imam Rahmatullahi Alayhi means that this ayah is applied to this story, to this story, to this story. It doesn't mean that it came for that story. It doesn't mean that it came for that story. And before Imam Rahmatullahi Alayhi, Shaykh al-Islam Hafiz ibn Taymiyyah, he has mentioned the same thing. That ikhtilaf in Asbab al-Nuzul is because of that application. Otherwise, a general rule according to Imam is that azarrul ashya fi Tafsir Ul Quran shanun nuzul. Yes, azarrul ashya, that in Tafsir of Quran the harmful thing is to talk a lot about sabab of nuzul. It happened so Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the message. So it means you are confining it to that event. So now we will not apply that. Got it? And that's why the ulama, they have a qaida for usul tafsir or for qaida fiqhiyya as well. That al-i'tibaru li'umum al-hukm la li-khusus al-mawrid. Al-i'tibar li'umum al-hukm. That the rule is applicable la li-khusus al-mawrid. That is not meant that it happened to such like event. That is correct. And you missed it in Usul Ul Tafsir. Because you are the late comer. Number 4. Yes. Book number 4 is Tawilul Hadith. So Tawilul Hadith is not regarding a hadith. Yes, from name and title. It is looking like that Imam Rahmatullah Alayhi is making some tawil of a hadith. But a hadith is the plural of hadith. And hadith means a word or a sentence or a saying of someone. Got it? That's why Quran is also called hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in a hadith, Amma ba'd, فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الْحَدِيثِ كِتَابُ اللَّهِ. He said, فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الْحَدِيثِ كِتَابُ اللَّهِ. The best word is the book of Allah. Hadith means the word. Hadith means the word. فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الْحَدِيثِ كِتَابُ اللَّهِ. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Quran is hadith. So hadith means the talk. And Baba Abdul Rahman, he has written one of his kalam. Chuvayele milata da hadith. Sarnamad har inshad da hadith. And in the end he said, Kasok wai cha wayele da hadith de Rahman wai jazamade da hadith. That if somebody asks me that whose hadith is this, so Abdul Rahman said that this is my hadith. Mean whose talk is this? So this is my talk. So it means hadith means talk of anyone. Got it?
Also in the Quran, hadith asafa.
Yes. So here Imam Rahmatullahi alayhi, Tawil al Hadith, in this book, he has mentioned the stories of Anbiya and the stories of their nations. So it means that hadith is in the meaning of story. Tawil al Hadith, explanation of story. And what happened in those stories? So Imam Rahmatullah alayhi has mentioned asbabaha al-khafiyya. Asbabaha al-khafiyya, the hidden reason in those happenings. The hidden reasons in those happening. And this is also in Arabic language. Number 5. Al-Musawwa, Sharh al-Muwatta. Before Imam Bukhari Rahmatullah alayhi wrote his book, as he mentioned in Dirayat, Shaykh Muhammad, before the book of Imam Bukhari, the Ummah was agreed upon that Asahul Kutub ba'da Kitabillah al-Muwatta lil Imam Malik. That the utmost authentic book after the book of Allah is the book of Imam Malik al-Muwatta. Got it? As we mentioned that majority are Jumhur, they say after the book of Imam Bukhari, that book of Imam Bukhari is the utmost authentic book after the book of Allah. But we made a patch up there. That regarding Riwayat and Asar both, Muwatta is Asahul Kutub. But regarding the Hadith Marfu'a, Sahih al-Bukhari is the utmost authentic book. Because in Muwatta, there is not only Hadith Marfu', there are the aqwal and saying of Sahaba, the saying of Tabi'een, their fatawa, and even fatawas of Imam Malik Rahmatullah alayhi as well. Got it? And also, Imam Hakim, he is of the view that Asahul Kutub bi ba'da Kitabillah, Kitabu Muslim. That the book of Imam Muslim, that is the utmost authentic book after the book of Allah. Got it? But then the ulama, they made a picture. That تنازع قوم في بخاري ومسلم لدي فقالوا أي زين يقدم فقلت لقد فاق البخاري صحة كما فاق في حسن الصناعة مسلم. Yes, that ulama, they disputed in front of me. تنازع قوم في بخاري ومسلم, the book of Imam Bukhari and book of Imam Muslim. لدي فقالوا أي زين يقدم. They say that which one is the prior one? تنازع قوم في بخاري ومسلم لدي فقالوا أي زين يقدم فقلت, so I told them, فقلت لقد فاق البخاري صحة, as far as the authenticity is concerned, so Bukhari is prior. كما فاق في حسن الصناعة مسلم, but the way Imam Muslim compiled his book, that compilation is the best way he did it. Because regarding in every chapter, even though he has not written the heading of the chapters. Heading of the chapters that is written by ulama after Imam Muslim. But he has written in such a way that even a common lay alim, he knows that this is one chapter from this hadith to this hadith. He has not separated it. Got it? But he wrote it in such a good way. So Al-Musawwa, Sharh al-Muwatta. Huh? That's an Arabic language. In this book of Imam has taught us a unique way of studying hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Before him, nobody has even indicated like that. And number 6. Al-Musaffa, Sharh al-Muwatta, that's in Persian language. The first one is Al-Musawwa, the second one is Al-Musaffa, Sharh al-Muwatta. So Imam in this book, he summarized the Muwatta. And then he explained it. Number 7, Surur al-Mahzoom, happiness of the grieved one. Happiness of the grieved one or for the grieved one. Surur al-Mahzoom. That's also in Persian language. A great muhaddis and muarrikh, his name is Ibn Sayyid al-Nas. Ibn, the son of Sayyid al-Nas. Sayyid al-Nas means the chief of mankind. So his father was a great alim, so he was known by this nickname Sayyid al-Nas. What? Raisa. Sayyid al-Nas means? Raisa. Yes. Sayyid al-Nas, Raisa. So that was his son. He wrote a book in Seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. His book name is, that's for Sheikh Muhammad, عيون الأثر في فنون المغازي والشمائل والسير. عيون الأثر في فنون المغازي والشمائل والسير. Then Ibn Sayyid al-Nas himself, he summarized that book. He summarized that book and named it Nur al-Uyun fi talkhis Siyar al-Amin wal-Mamun. Nur al-Uyun fi talkhis Siyar al-Amin wal-Mamun. Prophet ﷺ was Amin and he was Mamun as well. So Imam Rahmatullah alayhi, he summarized in Persian language this book of Imam Ibn Sayyid al-Nas. Number 8, Al-Insaf في بيان سبب الاختلاف. Al-Insaf في بيان سبب الاختلاف. Imam Rahmatullahi alayhi, he mentioned in this book why the fuqaha, they disputed with one another in interpretation or application of Quran and Sunnah. So in this book, he has given us the detail of that secret. And also, he has written its history in detail. Number 9, Aqdul Jeed. Aqd is the necklace. Aqd is, and Jeed is the neck. في جيدها حبل من عقد الجيد في بيان أحكام الاجتهاد والتقليد. في بيان أحكام الاجتهاد والتقليد. He explained the ijtihad and taqleed both in this book. And that is in Arabic language. So he has furthermore, later inshallah we will be back from Umrah. So we will start from.
الإنصاف في بيان سبب الاختلاف الأصول العربي.
Yes.